guys, welcome back to JB's Toy Trunk for another action figure review. We're going to do a little bit of an unboxing, an overview / review of the new, that's right, they did it guys, Playmates, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, a real American hero, a real reptilian hero crossover. Not everybody was looking forward to this. I was on the side saying, you know, or on the fence saying, I don't think this is going to be me. I think they'll look cool by the pictures. Once we found them at our local Target, I said, I'm getting the whole wave. I'm all in, just like many of us. It's pleasantly surprising how good they look. Now in front of us, we got actually 7. I got the Slash in front of the Destro right there, the Destro Krang. We got the Slash, we got the Rocksteady Buzzer, we got Cobra Commander Shredder, Dial Tone Donnie, Roadblock Raph, Snake Eyes Leo. We are still missing the Bebop, and we are missing the Shipwreck Mikey, as well as the Awe Striker, which has the April, and the Dragonfly, which I don't think comes with a figure, but if it does, leave it in the comments if I'm wrong. I wanted to get these out there, guys, because not a lot of stores are getting these yet, and I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I've done a review or an overview, and I've been pushing it out there to the social media channel saying, hey guys, go ask your Targets, here's the barcodes. They might have it in the back. Now, the vehicles are street dated for July 15th, so by the time you watch this, give it a couple days, you might see those vehicles on the shelf, along with these right here. A lot of people been messaging me saying, oh, my Target stinks, this, that, the other. Ask them. It's probably in the back. Now, whether or not they get the full complement, we can't control that. You guys know how it is. Sometimes it just happens. So very fortunate to get the 7 out of the 9 figures that you're going to see out of that, at least this first wave. And I don't think they're going to go in any more than this. You can see the back there. And since we're here, let's go ahead and just look at the quick packaging real quick. You got Turtles, G.I. Joe, real reptilian hero, and then they all come with a file card. And then if you need more, they got the barcodes right there, or the QR code. And it shows right here, figure includes crazy katanas, razor spiked, gnarly knife, very gnarly, bow and arrows, bare knuckle blades, twisted turtle belt. On the side, you can see a little bit of a window, and we should have started with the front. There is the Storm Shadow Slash. Now, I already opened up the Slash. I'll put him back in here once I decided I might do a review for you guys. So we're going to open him back up, show you what's in it, and then we might open up another couple reptilians for you just so you guys could see. But there's the Storm Shadow Slash. He looks very awesome in there. Here's the side. You got Slash. Back to the back. And then a lot of you guys that go out there and hunt, there's that barcode for you. $14.99, excuse me, I think it was $15.99. It was $15.99 right there at the Target. This one has 21 points of articulation. We're going to see if we can go through most of those. And then you can see on some of these other boxes, 23, 19, 19, and 23 for Cobra Commander. And I'm guessing these guys are limited just because they're a little bit more of a bulky figure with the Destro Krang and the Buzzer Rocksteady. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear these guys out, bring Slash back in the middle, and let's see what they got. Now coming straight out the package, I already took down the twisty tie, so his mace is already coming out, but that's what he looks like right there in package. And then right in the back, very a la G.I. Joe. Let's go ahead and look at Slash's accessories real quick. Here is the quiver right there where you can put your arrows, and also weapon storage for his katanas and his knife, and this ports right back into the back of his shell. Comes with the 2 katanas we showed you earlier. Comes with that mace. Here is his bow, and then this is a pretty awesome weapon right here. It's his knuckles and dagger, or whatever they call it there. Let's get a little bit more up close look at Slash. There he is. You can see the Cobra right there in his top left. He's got his symbol right there on his belt, and he's got a little bit of a fray right there on his gi, kind of like Storm Shadow. He's got his bandana there. He's got the markings right there on his arm. Then there's his shell. That's what I was saying, where he could port his quiver. Got some weapon storage back there. His left arm, and then down to his legs. Got his toes, toenails painted, matching his nails, but really matching his eyes. If you guys look at that head sculpt, looks pretty good. So Again, $15.99 for the figure. Very, very happy with this. Now, as far as articulation, like all of them, you could do 360. He does have a little bit of attitude left and right. He can go up and down a little bit, but he is a turtle, so he's not going to do too much. He does not swivel at the waist, but he does have 360 at both arms, like that. You can see you got double articulation right there at the elbow. No bicep swivel, but his hand does rotate. It does not have a vertical or horizontal pivot right there. His shoulders do come out, and it will get hindered though because of this shoulder pad right there. You guys could see it. So he does go out about that far and he'll go in. So still not too bad considering he is a turtle. When it comes to the legs, he's got double pins right there, hamstring and his knee. He does not have any thigh cut for any type of swivel right there, but he does do a pretty decent Van Damme as Storm Shadow. You know, he's a ninja, so he goes out pretty good. Kicking forward, not too bad. Not too bad. You could get some decent run poses there. And then, like we said earlier, the Van Dammes or the splits, he does pretty good. And if you guys want to see a little bit more of the mechanics inside, there's the ball right there. Swivels pretty good. You guys saw the feet. Got some peg holes, so you could use a stand if you need to. While we're down here with the ankles, you could toe down pretty good. Let's get that right. Straight down. That's almost like a, I guess that would be a straight, like a 180, you know, 90. And he could toe up to about 45 degrees there. Rotation and swivel. You can see right there at the back of the ankle. Great articulation, $14.99. I don't know what was he, 21 points of articulation. I don't know if we went through all 21, but I think we were pretty close to it. So let's go ahead and throw some weapons on him, see what he looks like with these weapons. You got that. Throw his katanas right in there. And then his dagger. His dagger does get stuck a little bit. There's a little notch right in there that this can slide in, but kind of tight, but it does port in just fine. And on the back, you can see that little notch with the bow. You can do it like that. And that's how I had it yesterday, kind of like offset. Go right there to the port in the back, and it ports in just fine like that. And for some reason, I just wanted him with the mace. I think it's really because there was no weapon storage for the mace. So I could get him to hold all his stuff. You know, carry your own stuff, pal. And then there's our Slash from the TMNT G.I. Joe crossovers. Slash as Storm Shadow or Storm Shadow going to Halloween as Slash. It is Halloween season, by the way, so check that out. Not bad. Not bad at all. Leave it in the comments. What do you guys think so far? Let's do a quick comparison. Since we have him up here, what I'm going to do first is put my nice little ruler behind him. See if we could kind of get that sandwiched in there. So we're looking at about 4.5, just under 5 inches tall. Not too bad. I do not have a vintage Slash, so I apologize for that, or I don't have any of the re-release Slash, but I do have the re-released Playmates Raph, and I brought Raph out just because I'm probably going to open up the Raph. I also have a Playmates re-released April, and remember guys, I'm not a big turtle guy. But this is awesome, so I think I'm all in. So there you go, a little Playmates comparison. And since he is playing a G.I. Joe, and I do have a lot of G.I. Joe classifieds, April, I'm going to move you to the side of Raph. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in our 6-inch Storm Shadow right there. That's pretty tough. I like that a lot. I really do. And we'll push Raph to this side. We'll push April here. You guys know I'm a big Motu guy. And this was the Turtles of Grayskull Slacker. So if you guys can see, Raph, Storm Shadow, you got Slash, Slacker. Look at that lineup, huh? If that ain't a lineup, you tell me what is. We already got our G.I. Joe classified, but some of you guys get the Super 7 G.I. Joe. So just behind him is we've got the Super 7 Ultimate Destro, Chrome Dome himself. If you got 3 3/4 Joe, some O-rings, my only O-ring Joe that I got is, believe it or not, Refrigerator Perry. So we'll compare his size, and he's got a mace very similar to that. And yes, Hasbro, we need this in classified. And another 3 3/4 size. I just recently got this guy from Marauders. If you don't know the Gunny himself, Arlie Ermy. Gunny Ermy right there. So good comparison of sizes. Just under 5 inches for our TMNT G.I. Joe crossover. Classified, re-released Playmates Raph in April, 3 3/4, Super 7 Ultimate, and then of course now the Masters of the Universe Turtles of Grayskull mashup. The Slacker is a lot bigger than the normal Motu figure, but you guys can see the differences there. So that's a heck of a thumbnail. Let's see if we could go ahead and look at Raph as Roadblock. 23 points of articulation. This is a little bit more consistent of a matchup between the Turtles. I did pull out the re-released Playmates Raph, and we'll work with this guy. So there's the front, side, there's the back, there's his file card, codename Roadblock, Turtle Weapon Specialist, love it. Pretty good card art, $14.99 again. Turtles of Grayskull G.I. Joe, and then for those of you guys shopping in store, there's that barcode. Let's open him up. Now, breaking him out of his plastic prison, obviously he's got his weapons and everything like that. I don't remember the Slash coming in with some paperwork, but oh, okay, little instructions on how to set up the I guess his sai turns into like a tripod for his Gatling Star. Oh, like that. Snap Gatling Star Blaster on the tripod. Very cool. It's toyetic. Rotate the knob back and forth for the blaster to throw star cylinders. Nuh-uh. I could play with this toy. Let's take a look at him real quick before we get to his accessories. Look at that. Painted on. Well, the grenades are on there, guys, but they are painted. Look really good. R for Raph, if you guys didn't know, Raphael. He's got his little holster on the side, his little pistola. Look at that. And a shell on the back. His armbands. He's got his sai. There you go. A little sai is a pocket knife. A little camo right there on the front of his chest. That looks really cool. And then, of course, the signature Raphael bandana across the eyes. Very tough, very mean. We all know, for you Turtle guys, he comes with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. So with him going to Roadblock, I can kind of see that. Let's go to his articulation real quick. Just very similar to Slash, except he doesn't have that little, I guess, shoulder pads there. So he's got a lot more freedom to do some delt raises on the side there. Down, 360 for both of them. Let's push this out a little bit. Double jointed right there at the elbow. A little bit of close look up at the elbow pad. He's got his wrist right there. Little wristbands, 360. And C-grip, I guess you could say, to grip things for weapons. Just like, I forgot to point it out, Slash has the same. So he's got C-grips. No articulation at the waist. He is a turtle. But nice detail. You want to get an even closer look at his R on his belt. And let's go right into the splits. He cannot, on his left, do the splits so much because he has his holster on there, but he can kick forward, as every turtle should do. Every Ninja Turtle, excuse me. To the back, not too far back. Got a double joint right there at the knee, right there at the ankle. Same as Slash. Rotate all the way around. $15.99, a lot of good articulation. Now, mine looks like it's kind of warped on his right leg a little bit, and it kind of has that like bow-legged right here. It's kind of bent. So I don't know if that's through heat or if it just came out the package like that, but it's not hindering any movement, and I'm pretty sure I could get him to stand up just as fine, and I can. Just like his left hand or his left arm. Right arm is the same as far as articulation. 360 at the head. A little sticky. Uh-oh. Yep, I made sure. It looks like he should be able to 360. So here we go. We're not going to edit. I'm going to break Raph's neck. Oh, there it is. Nice little stick. Got it to move up and down. And of course, if your sticks, if you got a hairdryer or heat gun under warm water, I'm pretty sure I could get that stickiness out. But I like the joints on my guys tight. So we got it there. There's Raph. Let's look at his accessories. Comes with a helmet. Oh, that's pretty awesome. A little Super Mario callback. Looks like a little turtles from Super Mario. So let's go ahead and put his, let's see how his helmet fits. Oh yeah. You just gotta work with, oh, you know what? There's a little cutout for his bandana also. All right, let me see if I can work that for you guys. So it helps to loop that in first and then put on his helmet. Check that out. There you go. Roadblock Raph. He has his sai right there. And you can see here the handle has a little bit of an angle to it. And you guys saw in the directions, so you can port it in for his Gatling gun. Look at that, nice and easy. A little tripod for his gun. And here's the gun. 3-barrel Gatling gun. You got his handle here. Oh, look. That's cool. This will swivel so you can have, I'm guessing, better grip on it. Because with a Gatling gun, you want 2 hands on it. You got the grip there. This is almost like this is almost like the Devil's Piano. Shout out to Chris from Grindhouse Toys. He says he's going to be picking these up. So, Chris, if you're watching, Devil's Piano action here. Handle there, grab it there, and then something up front, the star pattern. Oh, Ninja Stars. I'm such a goofball. Ninja Star Gatling gun. I get it now. And then these almost look like, you guys remember the cap guns? Let's see what happens. And it said, turn here. There you go. Awesome. Look at that. Playability, toyetic, inexpensive, relatively, considering the price of toys these days. Colors, vibrant, accessories. Come on, guys. What else do you want? Ports right there into his tripod. Look at that. I am loving this line so far. This is like 2 for 2. So we got Slash and we got Raph. So I'm sure you could take it off and have him hold it manually, but with it on a tripod, I'm guessing you can just do like that, because, you know, Raph is strong, so he could just do a one-handed Gatling gun shot, and the other one he can be holding onto his helmet in case someone wants to say, get down, shut up. Look at that. Very cool. Quick size comparison with Raph. I'll just bring in the Playmates Raph, since a lot of you guys have the actual vintage Raph or even the re-released Playmates Raph. A little bit shorter, but again, his articulation compared to the G.I. Joe crossover, a lot more room for articulation. I almost forgot, and I had to run downstairs real quick and grab this guy, the actual Roadblock. My G.I. Joe classified Roadblock. So a little bit of a size difference, but that's okay. And Roadblock, the G.I. Joe classified Roadblock, is a little bit bigger than 6 inches as far as when he's fully upright. Raph, kind of standing up tall. He's about 4.5. Looks like about 4.5, just under 5. And let's move him out and pull Slash. Get in his face, so you guys can see the height comparison there. Pretty cool. I am going to pull one more figure out for you guys, just so you guys can see the different size comparisons. The turtles, if you get all 4 turtles, they're relatively the same size. You guys just saw in the last one, Slash is about the same size. When you look back, Destro / Krang is a little bit bigger figure. So let's pull him out and do a 3-figure comparison. There's the front of Destro Krang. That artwork right there. And they did that right there. Looks really good. Here's the back. Here's his file card. Codename Destro, alien weapon supplier. Figure includes interchangeable android axe, interchangeable mutant mace, and removable Krang alien. Side and the front. Let's bust this guy out. Before I bust him out, I forgot to give you the barcode. There's the barcode for Destro. And I also forgot to point this out. Nickelodeon, licensed by Hasbro, and of course put out there by Playmates, Playmate Toys. Ages 4 and up. Ages 40 and up. So there you go, right there. That's how we get this awesome mix of G.I. Joe and TMNT, Nickelodeon, Hasbro, and Playmates. Here is our Destro Krang, Krang Destro, however you guys want to see it. Good looking figure. It's fun and it's exciting. The color, or the plastic, the chrome plastic, it's very vibrant, very shiny. Looks amazing, guys. Definitely fun line to get into. If you guys are on the border of it, get one of them, and I think you guys would be, or at least just look at, I mean, a great window packaging, so you guys could easily tell right from the front if you're going to enjoy this line or not. And as far as when it comes to the articulation on all these guys, they're smooth. I mean, the only thing with that one Raph, a little sticky on the head, but other than that, it was good. Very smooth. It's tight, but you can still, you know, use one finger to get it in position. Some double joints at the knees. So not too bad. And then when it comes to the back, a little bit of a rear from the hip up to the front. Not too bad there. To the side. Look at Krang. Krang doing his best Van Damme impersonation. Same thing over here as far as the articulation. There's no real like holsters or any type of padding on his leg here, but you got a little bit of, it looks like almost look like belts or type of part of his uniform. Maybe some bands on there. It does not separate. I know the Turtles of Grayskull separated right here at the waist. This one doesn't. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop the press, stop the press. I'm in the middle of edit and I'm on Destro Krang part, and let's look right here where it says removable Krang alien. I thought I tried it out. Let's try it again. And as simple as that, people. That's why I don't do many reviews at all. But look, there's his guts. Look at this little, was it Quado from Total Recall? I think his name was Quado. That's what he looks like. That's what he reminds me of. So there you go. Krang Destro, removable alien from his belly. So yeah, there you go. I'm glad I caught that before we put that out there, because you guys would have laughed at me. Not that you're not laughing at me already. Head doesn't move as much, Krang, but he does do a 360. Not too much as far as forward or back, just because of his big neck roll right here that Destro would wear. You got no shirt under here. You got his arms. Now this shoulder pad up here does move up a little bit, so you can get his arm to go up a little bit more. But again, he is not the most flexible when it comes to just, I guess you could say, character. So up front, to the side, double articulation right there at the elbow. His gauntlets right here will impede you guys from going back all the way. Same thing on this side right there. He comes with 2 fists. He doesn't have any weapon holding hands. Both of them back and forth, and let's get a little bit better look right there. He's got his fist. Put up your dukes. He does not, I just noticed that, I forgot to go down here. He does not have any ankle pivot or articulation down there, or he does swivel at the boot, but he cannot toe down or toe up, just because I'm guessing the design and of course a bigger figure that he is. But he will stand on his own. Pretty good right there. All right, and he does come with 2 different attachments. He has his mace, and look at, just real quick, look at the color on that, guys. Very bright chrome plastic, very shiny. It'll port. You guys port right in there. Same thing with his axe. I don't know if one or the other. I'm just gonna wing it. We'll do axe on his right hand, mace on his other one. It's our weapons guy, Destro. I didn't bring up my classified Destro, but let's go ahead and put up, I'm going to say his boss. Here's a Cobra Commander, 6-inch G.I. Joe classified Cobra Commander. And like I had out earlier, let's pull out the Ultimate, Super 7 Ultimate Destro. Size comparisons there, guys. Pull out my ruler. Yeah, and let's move Cobra Commander. And you can see he is a little bit closer to 5 inches than the other guys. He's actually looks like about 5 1/4. Let's pull up the Roadblock Raph, Sans, Gatling gun, and you can see how much taller he is. There we go. I think that's a little bit better angle as far as how much taller he is than the Raph. So there you go. There you go, guys. We had Raphael as Roadblock, Krang as Destro, Slash as Storm Shadow. And in the back, Rocksteady, you know, Buzzer as Rocksteady. That would have been a good one. Cobra Commander Shredder, Snake Eyes Leo, and of course, everybody's favorite, should be everybody's favorite, Dial Tone because of that mustache. What a great mustache. I cannot wait for the Awe Striker in April to come. Definitely going to get that, as well as the Dragonfly. SDCC has a Snake Eyes Leo that comes with a Timber slash, I think they called it Razar. So, pretty interesting. Will we get that Razar somewhere else, or are we going to have to play the SDCC game and ask good friends out there to maybe look out for you? Only time will tell. So that's it, guys, from the new line that we just got into: Playmates, Nickelodeon, Hasbro, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, a real reptilian hero. Waves are hitting target now. Go check it out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Always enjoy the ride. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.